When the lights come on, she's ready to rise. Donnelly steps up with faith in her eyes. Puzzle pieces fitting, stars up in the sky. With every prayer and song, she'll make your spirit fly.
She's got the voice that can heal the soul. Singing, gaming, she's on a roll. Star Wars battles to her prayerful light. Donnelly's shining through the night. Shine on, Donnelly's, you light up the way. Singing, praying, bringing hope today.
From puzzles to the force, you're always on. Donnelly's,
You're our shining song. In the game or the prayer, she's standing tall. With every step, she answers the call. Blessings in her heart, light in her soul. With Donnelly's, we're ready to roll.
raise your hands, feel the groove. With her faith and her love, you can't lose.
From the galaxy far to the prayer so deep, Donnelly's is the joy we keep.
Shine on, Donnelly's, you're the light we need.
With every song and every prayer you lead.
From puzzles to the force, you're always on. Donnelly's, you're our shining song. Shine on, Donnelly's. Shine on.
Good morning, and happy Saturday. How is everybody doing today? Gloria's a bit much. She's been through it and has seen better days. Fair enough. Exactly. It's nice to have her back and looking better than expected. Exactly. That is the sign of a good mechanic, in my opinion. Somebody who is able to look and see, oh, wow, let's make this, we need all this to make her look her best. So yeah, I love it. You're working on a commission for a friend, went to bed not feeling too well. Let's see, you prayed for help and feel better this morning. It got answered and you thanked Heavenly Father for the help. Hey, there we go. I'm glad you're feeling at least a little bit better. And I hope that the commission goes well, Kitty. That is so good. I am so glad that your prayers were answered. I will definitely be praying for you today that you continue to feel better, that you are able to get that commission done and all that good stuff. You're playing a new run of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader now that the wife is discharged. Hey, I'm glad that she was discharged, that she's out of the hospital now. That is amazing. I am so glad that she is on the mend. How is the balance? I just want to make sure I didn't touch anything sound-wise, but I want to make sure that the balance of everything is good. So yesterday was Good Friday. It was the Good Friday service at church. I went to 2 Good Friday services. I went to the Lux Digital Church service, which was fantastic. And then I went to my in-person church's service, and they were both just so beautiful. So beautiful. And absolutely loved them. Had a lot of dishes to do. You're glad they got answered too. So far, the person loves the progress of it. However, doing a 3D look of words is a challenge. That I can understand. Like, dude. Sounds great on your end? Good. Dude, the closest I've ever come to doing 3D letters was, do you remember the days when we would, let's see, when we would do, let's see, where's my pencil? Do I even have a pencil here? Yes, there we go. When we would do the, like, Superman S, but we would do it like that. Or we would make, like, cloud letters. Like, those were the days, man. The, like, cloud letters and the block letters like that. Like, kind of like these. You would do like cloud letters and the block letter and things like that. Those were like, that was my elementary, maybe middle school days. I remember doing that like all the time in my notebooks. So I was thinking we would do, let's see, so we need April 3rd and April 4th, which these are perfect hand-in-hand devotionals, especially for this time of year. So this is from Experiencing God by Henry and Richard Blackaby. This first one, you never did that at all in school? Oh my gosh, my friends and I, we would make the letter S like that all the time. Like that was our thing. I remember doing that like all the time. So this first one for yesterday is called The Risen Lord. And our verses for this devotional are Revelation 1:14 and 15, which read, "His head and hair were white like wool, white as snow, and his eyes like a fiery flame. His feet were like fine bronze as it is fired in a furnace, and his voice like the sound of cascading waters." At times it is tempting to conclude, if only I could have walked with Jesus as the 12 disciples did, it would be so much easier to live the Christian life. This thought reveals that we do not comprehend the greatness of the risen Christ we serve today. The Jesus of the Gospels is often portrayed as one who walked along the seashore, loving children and gently forgiving sinners. Yet the image of Jesus that we see at the close of the New Testament is far more dramatic. He stands in awesome power as he rules all creation. His appearance is so magnificent that when John, his beloved disciple, sees him, he falls to the ground as though he were dead. Revelation 1:17. We grossly underestimate the God we serve. To ignore God's word or to disobey a direct command from him is to ignore the magnificent nature of Christ. Our fear of other people proves that we do not understand the awesome Lord who walks with us. The Christ we serve today is the Lord of all creation. He is vastly more awesome and more powerful than the gentle rabbi we often imagine. If you struggle with your obedience to Christ, take a closer look at how he is portrayed in the book of Revelation. If you are succumbing to temptation, call upon the powerful one who dwells in you. If you have forgotten how great and mighty the Lord is, meet him through the vision of the beloved disciple. the encounter will dramatically affect the way you live. And then today's, for April 4th, Fresh Encounters with Christ. Our verse is 1 John 1:3. What we have seen and heard, we also declare to you, so that you may have fellowship along with us. And indeed, our fellowship is with the Father and with his Son, Jesus Christ. John the Apostle never ceased to marvel at the life-changing relationship he enjoyed with his Lord. It overwhelmed him to know that at a particular time in history, the God of the universe chose to have fellowship with him, a simple fisherman. John was so overjoyed that he earnestly wanted to share his joy with others, so they too might experience the same joy. A special fellowship or bonding developed between those who had personally encountered Christ as they rejoiced together at God's goodness to them. Those around you desperately need to be encouraged by your latest encounter with Christ. Some have lost hope that they can experience the reality of God's presence in their lives. They don't need your philosophies or theological speculations. They don't need to hear your opinions on what they should do. They need to hear from someone who has just come from a personal, life-changing encounter with the living Christ. When you have had such an experience, you will be like the Apostle John, hardly able to contain yourself as you rush out to tell others of your amazing encounter with God. Your responsibility will not be to convince others of the reality of God, but simply to bear witness to what your Lord has said and done for you. This change in your life will be your greatest testimony of your relationship to Christ. There is nothing more appealing or convincing to a watching world than to hear the testimony of someone who has been with Jesus. And those are so cool. Yep, the devotional Red Riot, good morning, is called Experiencing God by Henry and Richard Blackaby. You missed the drawing part, had to get new batteries for the kiddo so he could play on the Xbox 360. Doing like the cloud letters and then that particular way of making the letter S. I remember doing that all the time. All the time. You tried to be his airness in school, and we all know how that went. It also reminds you of hardship. Sometimes God lets us go through it so that others going through it can be encouraged in Christ as we have been. Exactly, soul. And what the point that he's trying to make is that we're not necessarily always going to win people by being able to, quote the scriptures and quote theologians and things like that. They're not going to fully respond to that. But nobody can deny your story. Nobody can deny this is how I experienced God in my lowest. This is how God helped me through it. That's going to speak more loudly than... That's going to speak louder. I can grammar, I promise. That's going to speak louder to them than most apologetics techniques. Like, yes, it's important to know scripture to back up what we're saying. It's important to know why we believe what we believe. But our story is going to be even more powerful because it's hard to deny a story like that. It's hard to deny, wow, when I was between jobs and I was at the same point in the hiring process in 2 different positions, and I prayed and I said, Lord, keep open the door that you want me to go through and close the door that you don't want me to go through. And the next thing I know, this door over here closed and this door over here stayed open, and 6 years later, I'm still in that job and I'm getting opportunities to share with one of my coworkers. Like, to me, that testimony is so powerful. That is a personal experience with God that nobody can deny. A personal encounter with God can change hearts in a way that we can't. Exactly. Your right shoulder's messed up and your back? Yeah, I can definitely relate to especially the back pain. My upper back gives me issues. It's like sometimes if I'm bending over too much, like doing dishes and things like that, I can feel it. And I'm like, all right, I need to go sit down. I need to get on my little roller thing and stretch it out. Things like that. Good morning, Star Fox and Amethyst. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? You sometimes made the S like that, but you usually did like 6 lines and connected them to make a big S. Oh, that makes sense. But yeah, that's what they're saying, is that your personal story of God working in your life is so powerful. So keep an eye out for God working in the little things. Keep an eye out for the ways that God is working in you and in the others around you. You will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart. Yes, that is one of my favorite verses. Jeremiah 29:13. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing, is that we are reminded constantly that God wants to be found by us. He wants to work in us. He wants to be able to be chosen by us, because he's not going to force it. Exactly. We don't need to impress people theologically or apologetically. We just need to tell our story. Yes. And it's important that we know those theological and apologetic questions. It's important that we know the answers to those. Because the world is going to, like Pastor Dustin is always saying, the world is going to come at us with those tough questions. Like, why is there evil? Why doesn't this good and loving God stop the evil? And yeah, our story of God healing can answer some of that, but it doesn't fully answer that question for them. And so they need to hear the theological and apologetics answer of, we have free will, Adam and Eve messed it up for us, and ever since then, we've had to deal with that. And sometimes we abuse free will, and God wants us to choose him. He's not going to force it on us. Just like I can't force you to be my friend, God's not going to force us to be his friend. You woke up not feeling the greatest, upset tummy? Oh no. I'm sorry, Amethyst. I hope you feel better soon, and we'll definitely be praying for you. How's sweet little Zelda doing? But yeah, so I'm glad that Pastor Dustin is teaching his high schoolers how to answer those more apologetics and theological based questions. Or theologically based questions. Because they need that as well. They kind of go hand in hand. But by the same token, one of my favorite quotes has always been, preach the gospel at all times, and when necessary, use words, by Saint Francis of Assisi. I'm pretty sure I spelled Assisi wrong, but you can probably look up the correct spelling. But essentially what Saint Francis was saying is, everything we do, everything we say, the way we live our lives as a whole, the way we respond to things, the words we choose to say and not say, the way that we are patient, the way that we just live our lives as a whole is so, so important. And it's a great testimony, and it should point people to God. They should look at us and say that, wow, there's something different. And that is speaking the gospel at all times and when necessary using words. We don't need to impress people apologetically, but it's important to know why we believe what we believe. Apologetics can encourage us in the faith just as much as it can lead other people into looking into it themselves. Exactly. Because the world has questions, and studying apologetics can help us answer those questions, which is why the two go hand in hand. Our story and being able to understand and know why we believe what we believe and being strengthened in our faith in that search, they go hand in hand. But our story is definitely very, very powerful, and nobody can deny that. Nobody's gonna be able to go, oh, Donna, you didn't actually do any of that. And I can be like, yeah, I did. Oh, it's 2 S's and then 1. Okay. Thank you, Red Riot. But I can point and say, actually, yes, I did pray, and yes, I did do all this stuff. Because I have my proof in the pudding, in that I have a prayer journal from that time. I have, all this stuff that points directly to him. I've got the email's somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much in my life that points to him. And nobody can deny that. And so that's what Henry and Richard Blackaby were trying to get at in that second devotional. And as we go into this Easter season, today is what some of us call Silent Saturday. Because today is the day that Jesus was in the tomb. Tomorrow, Easter, he wakes up. He comes back to life. He is resurrected, defeating sin and death forever. Tomorrow, this Resurrection Sunday, let's remember that. Let's remember, we don't serve a God who is dead. We serve a God that defeated sin and death forever. Exactly. Friday's good because Sunday's coming. Exactly. Good morning, Treasure Chest. How's it going? It's a long story, but in short, we are starting a different medication soon. The medication we were holding off and trying other things first. This medication we were holding off and trying other things first. The medication we are starting soon can have long-term side effects. If it's what she needs, it's what she needs. Yeah, I'll be praying for that there's no negative side effects. My devoted mother kept journals where she would write biblical encouragement and notes to us. My sister is trying to edit the journals to make a book. I love that! Your only problem with that thought process is, why does Easter keep changing? So it's not so much that Easter keeps changing. It's more that it's determined by the lunar calendar versus the solar calendar. It's always the first Sunday after the first full moon, which usually is somewhere between March 22nd and April 25th. So that's why it's connected to the Jewish feast of Passover, which is based on the lunar calendar. Right? Since Easter must always be on a Sunday, that specific date shifts every year to align with the variable timing of the full moon. So that's why it's on a different day every year. You gotta pay taxes today? I do too. Once I get back from D&D, I am sitting down and getting that done once I get back from feeding my friend's dog after D&D. You're gonna play a game with your mom and dad before hanging out with people online? Nice! That sounds like fun. Exactly, it's the difference between the Jewish calendar and the lunar/Gregorian calendar that we use. So that's why it varies. It's more just the difference in... I'll be honest, I had to look it up because I couldn't remember all the details. If it's for the rise of Jesus, then shouldn't it stay the same and not move around? So, by the Jewish calendar, it's technically not necessarily moving. It's the same day every year. And well, not day in like actual date, but they base it on the full moon, on the lunar calendar. And so because it's the lunar calendar versus the Gregorian calendar, that's what makes the difference. She wrote a book about her time with a deaf Korean girl who was a Christian. Your mother taught her ASL and she taught your mom KSL. She would have been your sister, but the Korean government wouldn't let your folks adopt her due to her disability. Oh, that's too bad. That is so cool that you guys were able to learn from her like that. The funny thing is, in the Jewish calendar, it's the year 5786. Oh my goodness! That's crazy! Sounds good, treasure chest! Have a good one! Yeah, I'm glad that I could answer that for you. Because I honestly kind of wondered the same thing. I kind of wondered, well, we always celebrate Christmas on December 25th. Why shouldn't we celebrate Easter on April 5th every year? And it's because it has to always fall on a Sunday. That's like, it's the two requirements. It's that it has to be on a full moon and it has to be on a Sunday. So, it's kind of that mixture of the two. If you remember right, early churches celebrated Easter at the same time as the Passover and therefore relied on the Jewish calculations for it, while some others celebrated Easter on the following Sunday. To have everyone celebrate Easter at the same time, it was decided that Christians would no longer rely on the Jews' calculation but would have their own. And I learned yesterday that Orthodox Christians actually tend to celebrate Easter and sometimes Christmas, depending on which Orthodox church, a week after us, which is interesting. Yeah, they just try to get the closest Friday, Saturday, Sunday as possible. Exactly. Because yeah, I learned that yesterday about the Orthodox Church, and I was like, huh. That's fascinating. I had no idea about that. And it's because they use the, what's it called? They use a different calendar. They don't use the Gregorian calendar. They use I think it's the Julian calendar? Yeah, Julian calendar. Thank you, Soul, for confirming that for me, because I was like, is it the right one? Right? The more you know. It was before you were born, but we have a personal history with Asia. Your folks were in Korea with the army, your sister's husband is Thai, you married a Filipina when your parents were missionaries to the Philippines. That is so cool, Red Riot! I love that so much. That is such a powerful story. Such a powerful story. So we're going to go ahead and transition into a time of prayer. So if you have any prayer requests, please feel free to use that channel point redemption. Please pray for me. That'll put it not just in chat, but also up here in my activity feed. If you're not comfortable doing that, go ahead and just put it in chat. I will look up partway through prayer to make sure I don't miss anything, and we will go from there. Dear Lord, thank you so much for today, for who you are, that you are no longer in that tomb, that the tomb is empty because you are alive, you are in heaven, seated at the right hand of the Father. I ask, Lord, that you be with each and every person here. I ask that you bless them, bring us closer to you, and help us be able to, as St. Francis of Assisi said, preach the gospel at all times and when necessary use words. May our actions and the way that we live our lives show you. I pray over Soul that you just continue to be with her and her dad, Lord, as they make some really tough decisions with this cancer diagnosis. Lord, I pray that she's able to grasp this program that she's working with, that it finally will start doing what she wants it to do, Lord. And if not, Lord, just help her be able to at least pass the class and be able to eventually find a job that doesn't require use of that program. Lord, I know how frustrating it is when technology doesn't do what we want it to do, when it's not intuitive. And so I just ask that you bless her, that you help her be able to just get the grades that she needs, Lord, to put this class behind her. I pray over Red Riot that you just touch and heal his shoulder and back. I pray over Kitty and Amethyst, who are having some other health issues between stomach and other things, that you just touch and continue to heal them, Lord. Be with Zelda as she's transitioning over to this new medicine, that it doesn't give sweet little Zelda dog any bad side effects. I pray that Kitty's able to get this commission done in a timely manner, Lord. I ask for blessings over the ministries and churches that Red Riot's parents started in the Philippines, that you just keep that ministry going strong, Lord. I ask that you just continue to be with them and just bless them and work through them. I pray over STL that he continues to heal, that you rid him of his headaches, Lord. Be with Lotu and her family, Lord, and give them a miracle for their little baby. I ask that you be with Kishu and Shopkeep and help Shopkeep be able to find the job that you have for him, Lord. I ask that you be with anybody who needs to know you, Lord. Anybody whose hearts are hardened, whose minds need to be opened, Lord, to the truth of your word. Use the churches around the world to speak into their lives. Give us opportunities to be a light in a dark place. I ask, Lord, that you be with anyone else who is struggling physically, whether illness or injury. I ask that you be with anybody who is struggling mentally, Lord, that you just bless them and comfort them, Lord. And as we go into this time of fellowship and gaming, help us to have good conversation, Lord, and just a fun time. And in your name I pray. Amen. Galaxy, thank you for the lurk, my friend. We're gonna pause the musics. I double checked before I went live. I was able to make it where I checked and saw that I am able to get to the chapter parts that I need to get to in order to get to the last two bad endings that we need. So, let's go ahead. Transition on over to the game screen. We need chapter 3, low, and yes. Oh, I need to turn up the volume. There we go. Right? Yes, now I can be properly traumatized. It was cold, but it was also warm for some reason. I felt strange, as if half of me was wrapped in a blanket. What's this? I felt something bony at the back of my neck as I was about to roll over. Just wake up already, dumb cat. Hold on. Why is... Let me double check something settings-wise. Alright, so that's good. Huh? My shoulders shook, startled by hearing that voice at such close range. I nervously opened my eyes and... Huh. Is there supposed to be sound at this point? Because I'm not hearing anything. Even though I have it up at 75. I can check my settings. Oh. Alright, background music is low. Voice is up at high. Let me check. Sound is coming in through the headphones. Ah, there we go. That's what was needed. Alright, come on. Alright, I need to close the window for that. Because for some reason my computer is acting up. So give me just a minute. There we go. There we go. Perfection. Yes. I jumped up as if I was launched.
腕がしびれて感覚ねえわ。中身がカラカラでも人の頭って重いよな。
I'm really sorry. How long have you been awake, by the way?
お前が起きるちょっと
Oh, that's good.
前。いびきと歯ぎしりがうるさくて。
No way!
嘘だけど。
Sasazuka? His lies were bad for my health. As I angrily stared at him, Sasazuka just remained calm.
言っとくけど、俺の腕枕は高いぞ。
What? That's not how it happened.
不本意ながらな。でも先にもらうもんはもらっといたから、許して。
Well, what? I had a very bad feeling about this, so it was almost a whisper when it escaped my lips. Sasazuka flashed a suggestive smile.
再現してほしいわけ。
What?
別にしてやってもいいけど、もういい。
No way! I was certain he was just teasing me. That must have been it.
どうだかな。
Of course, Sasazuka wasn't helping by not denying anything. It's a lie! You're kidding, right?
うるっせ。起きたんならとっとと出てけ。5分以内な。
I opted not to pursue the matter any further and decided that I needed to place priority on the deadline. That's not even enough time to wash my face. I didn't even have the courage to check what my face looked like after I fell asleep without taking off my makeup. I kept my mind empty, and then I had to put on my boots and was making my way out the door. Sasazuka, let's see. I kept my mind empty, and then I had put on my boots and was making my way out of the door. Sasazuka looked up from his watch.
じゃあなバカ猫。今日も一日しっかり勤め上げてこい。
This didn't feel like real life. I shivered from the cold morning again and sighed. I think I have time to get home, actually. I had time to take a shower, make breakfast for Kazuki, and then I would just barely make it to work on time. Even still, I still couldn't believe I just let myself lay there and ended up falling asleep. The thought of it humiliated me. Ah! Stop thinking about it! If I slowed down at all, the thoughts resurfaced, so I basically started moving at a trot. Anyways, I should forget about it. Once I finally got home, my face was so stiff that when Kazuki came out of his room, he was so shocked that he asked if another incident had occurred. I told him that nothing had happened and sighed once again. Should I go ahead and do skip and just get to the part where it actually gives me that particular option?
なんだ。
That will make the bad
8
ending?
日の焼死事件の容疑者が指名手配された菅原理香だ。お前も覚えがあるだろう。
This is true. Because I'm looking at it and I'm like, I remember a lot of this. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing any new info by having the trust so low. So what does everybody have planned today? I've got to get taxes done. I want to try and remember to wash my bedding because I need to wash it. Got D&D today, and then getting some like doing the deviled eggs for tomorrow and things like that. Alright, here we go. We're going to scold Kazuki. Kazuki!
なんだよ。
Feeling Sasazuka's stare on me, I mustered up all my courage. Don't talk to him that way. He's my boyfriend. The place went dead silent in that instant. Then... Have a good one, Red Riot. I hope that you're doing well and that your back and shoulders stop hurting. Tell the family hi for me.
飛躍しすぎだろ。
てめえは黙ってろ。
Kazuki, it's not like that. Yet.
まだってどういう意味だよ。そういうつもりがある
Alrighty,
ってこと
sounds
かよ。
good. Have a good day. Huh? No, I wasn't. Just as I was getting flustered with Kazuki's rage rising to another level.
付き合ってらんねえ。行くぞセラ。
あ、はい。アキト、行かなくていいって。
お前は黙って姉ちゃんの手伝いでもしてろ。このシスコ。
Sister complex guy.
シスコンじゃねえ。
Sasazuka ignored Kazuki's shouting and took him along, and then they both departed from the living room. At that moment, I unfortunately saw Sasazuka's lips mouth the words, "dummy," and I felt extremely down. After the two of them left, the house was filled with an awkward silence. If you could just take the plates to the kitchen, I could take care of the rest.
いい。手伝う。
Really? Thank you then. Kazuki was acting kind of strange today. He overreacted to Sasazuka, and now he was helping me out like this. Maybe if now we could talk a bit. Hey, Kazuki?
何?
That CD that Sarah gave you, or gave me earlier. I'll make sure that I listen to it.
別に興味ねえもの無理して聞いてくれなくてもいい。
Don't say that. I told you before, if you're playing it, then I want to hear it.
今まで俺が部屋でギター弾いててもうるせえだの近所迷惑だのしか言わなかったくせに。
That can't be helped. Honestly, I was worried that it might be loud enough to disturb the neighbors. But I've never been against you playing the guitar. What if it's the truth? As I stacked the plates on top of the table, I thought maybe I could say what I wanted. It was something that I'd been thinking ever since I saw Kazuki performing on stage.
そうだって言ったらどうすんだ。親父たちにチクるのか。お前だって俺が実家のペンション継ぐの当たり前みたいに思ってたんだろ。
So we'll just do, I guess, this for now, because I'm not sure how to adjust that skip setting. Because there was non-stop.
そうか。
And then there was Skip.
俺が音楽やり今のし学校のな
Maybe if I go into options? There's read and force skip with the ZL button. Which one is the... So is non-stop? Because if I... Because there's skip and there's non-stop. I'm not sure what the difference is between them. Okay. So right now we're on skip. Now we've got all the info that he learned from Akito. There we go! Hey, it worked! Sasazuka. I had no idea what Sasazuka's intentions were. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Yesterday he said it was because of the collar, but I don't think that was it. Does he still not approve of me as his partner? Even if that's the case, I can't just keep blindly following his orders. Just as Sasazuka had his own thoughts, I also had my own way of thinking. As he began to disappear into the distance, determination welled up inside of my chest. Even so, I was genuinely happy that I was able to assist Mochida.
署に戻ったらすぐ休憩に入っていいぞ。なんならどこか食いに行くか。おごるぞ。
Huh? No, it's fine.
ああ、そうか。お前は弁当だったな。なら俺だけで行くか。待てよ。せっかくここまで出たなら、天そばのうまい店があったな。
I'm gonna go into options and turn the background music a little tiny bit. Miss Sharpie! How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Please go and eat, Mochida. I'll return to the station myself.
そうか悪いな。ならそうさせてもらうか。じゃあな星野。また午後からよろしく頼む。
Yes, thank you for your hard work. Mochida darted off in search of tempura soba, joyfully running as if he were a kid again. Mochida was such an easy person to read, and his cheery emotions lifted my spirits. Alright, I'll head back to the station. As I was about to pick up the pace... Indecipherable shouting! Ah! Somewhere nearby, a woman was yelling. I can't tell what she's saying from here. I wonder if it's a domestic dispute. Oh boy. Oh boy. Because Mochida had just left, I hesitated for a moment, but... I should just take a quick look at the situation. I'm doing well. The coffee is slowly flowing through my veins, and got some more of the coffee concentrate that I put into my caffeinated protein shake that should arrive on Monday. And then, let's see, what else is there? What else is there? Got D&D today. It's gonna be a good day, other than having to do taxes. But then again, adult life be hard sometimes. I headed towards the source of the sounds and listened intently as I got closer. I get the feeling I know exactly what's gonna happen.
ここまでたどり着ければきっと認めてもらえると思ってその汚らわしい男たちをどけてお願いよ
I know, right? Ugh, taxes. A necessary evil. Huh? God? The woman's voice was the embodiment of despair, and it gave everything an eerie vibe. I instinctively checked my underarm holster and cautiously approached the voice.
どうして今になって私を拒むの私からあなたを奪うなんて絶対に許さない
I don't know about that. But I also haven't really done a whole deep dive into the logistics of the legality of it. This isn't good. As I was about to move, I stood still, petrified. I don't hear the woman's voice anymore. The words from earlier, the gunshots and their combined implication caused a cold sweat to run down my spine. What should I do now? What? Should I contact Mochida? Or should I head to the station? I didn't actually see a crime to make a report using such flimsy evidence. Besides, if someone was shot, then the perpetrator is still right there. I mentally told myself to calm down, and I drew my sidearm from its holster and held it in my trembling hands. Don't get in too deep. Just assess the situation. Make your report afterward. It'll be fine. Approach with caution. Keep my head on a swivel. I moved slowly and tried to keep my footsteps silent. I peeked through the cracks in the plastic sheet that covered the construction site. I can't see anything from here. I didn't have any choice but to go inside. What motivated me to continue to move forward was the fact that someone had possibly been shot here. Perhaps the victim could be saved. I knew that, so there was no way I could just abandon them. I have to go. After I made up my mind, I put my hand on a lattice door I assumed was the entrance. As the door opened, I quickly swept the area with my gun. I didn't see any targets in the area. I have to go further in. I slowly inched closer, silencing my breath. Then, a slight whiff of gunpowder wafted over along the wind. I was close. As I walked with the gun held up in front of me, I finally encountered the scene. Ad break in just a minute. Ah! I clamped my hand over my mouth in an attempt to stifle my voice. The result was obvious. The woman was dead. I feel like I've seen her somewhere. I got the feeling I bumped into her recently. Where could I have possibly... Who's there? It was almost a reflex. I turned around and pointed the gun. In that moment, I should have pulled the trigger immediately, but I hesitated in a crucial moment. Ah! After the impact to my body, I fell. Why? Why couldn't I shoot? Why? The last thing I saw was a person's figure who couldn't be there. The end. We'll do the last one after our ad break. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to BRB for our ad break, and then we will do our last horrible bad ending. See you guys in a minute. are back! The best of the worst ends, in your opinion? What a note to end on that will be. I believe it. I believe it. Alright, so we gotta go to chapter 4. Low. Alright. We go to forensics. There we go. Got all that. Then we're gonna be wishy-washy, which means we're gonna get some new dialogue. I don't want to doubt Akito any more than you do. I really want to believe that he has nothing to do with it, Kazuki.
だったらいい加減にしろ。そうやって願望論で物語っても現実は覆らねえんだよ。
Sasazuka.
お前もお前だ。こいつの姉である前に警察官だろ。流されてどうすんの？
I'm sorry.
もし世良が無実だったとしても、今みたいに雲隠れしたままじゃ、いつまで経っても疑いは晴らせねえ。本当の意味で世良を信じるの。
Would have been preferable to do this one and then the best end, but in hindsight you can see why the guide was structured in the way that it is. Yeah. Much like Kazuki, I could only hang my head after I heard Sasazuka's words.
とにかくまずは事情聴取だな。おい弟、明日お前の聴取をするのは捜査一課の課長様だ。下手な嘘なんかあっという間に暴かれる。聞かれたことには素直に答える。それと反抗的な態度も NG だ。自分から疑ってくれって言ってるようなものだしな。
He makes a good point there.
黙秘権があるだろう。
ガキの浅知恵だな。それとも警察に聞かれちゃまずいような話でもあるのか。セラアキトに不利な情報があるなら今のうちに話しておけよ。共犯と疑われたくねえならな。
そんなわけあるかよ。
ちょっと煽っただけでこれだ。お前みたいなタイプに黙秘は向かねえよ。
Yeah, that's a very good point. Kazuki, please listen to Sasazuka. The people of Division 1 are very tough. You have to stay calm no matter what. If not, it'll be bad for you and Akito. That's the point Sasazuka's trying to make. So please. Kazuki?
分かったよ。それが秋田のためなんだろう。だったらおとなしくして。
I'll just do what I can. Kazuki mumbled that while trying to resist making a pained expression.
ついでだ。もう一つの件も話すか。
Huh? Sasazuka took out his cell phone and made a quick call.
俺だ。上がってこい。
He then hung up and put his cell phone away. Was that to Okazaki?
ああ、早いうちに引き合わせておいた方がいいと思ってる。
I hope Kazuki isn't overwhelmed from so many things happening. Major Third! After a bit, the intercom rang. I'll get it. Let's see. Nope, minor third.
こんばんは。お邪魔するね。
甘ったれんな、バーカ。
Yeah, that should be minor third. Sorry, my music theory brain. Ah! He flicked my nose and I closed my eyes as a reflex.
俺が泣くなって言ってんだ。3秒以内に泣きやめ。
That's unreasonable. I held my nose and protested, but Sasazuka flashed an evil grin.
反抗する元気が出てきたじゃねえか。やっぱお前、いじめられんのが好きなのな。
No?
うるっせえな、キムシ。
I was just feeling a bit confused. That's it.
おお、そうか。だったらもう心配いらねえな。
Yes. Sasazuka grinned and put his hand on top of my head.
なら、明日も頑張れ。弟だって不安なのは一緒なんだからな。
I know. Thank you for coming. I'll need your help tomorrow.
仕方ねえからな。じゃ。
With that, Sasazuka turned his back to me. I watched as he disappeared into the distance and heaved a sigh. I embarrassed myself in front of him. I better change my mindset. With that on my mind, I returned home. There we go. We got a lot of different things. Oh no, prisoner escaped! Oh no! What are we gonna do? Oh boy, I'm getting there. I think he's on the run, trying to hide.
0点、バカすぎて頭痛い。
Why?
逃げてんのは分かってんだよ。問題は何のために逃げたかだ。考えりゃすぐ分かることだろう。ソーダは何がしたくて逃げたと思う？
That would be to play his game?
それ以外に何があるんだよ。ソーダは今日のイベントをどうしても自分でプレイしたかった。だから逃げた。それだけだ。ソーダのユーザー ID はもう掴んでる。どうやって携帯を入手したのか知らねえが、のんきに遊んでるぜ、今も。
Right? He really is, and I'm like, oh, dude! Sasazuka said that while showing me the screen on his cell phone. On the user forums the other day, I saw a user named Shogo post. This is disgusting. Sasazuka laughs at my tone after hearing me say that.
だからバカなんだよ、こいつは。開発会社に連絡して、ID から所有している携帯。
Yeah, you totally get the disappointed, like, oh man, did I really ever fall for her? Why? Kind of vibes from him and how disappointed he
ついで
is.
に言うと、そこから探知して、あのバカの居場所もほぼ割れたところだ。
Then we have to catch him soon.
心配しなくても周りは囲い込んである。ただし、
Why is that?
徹底的にやらねえとあいつは何度でも同じことを繰り返すだろうからさ。
We can't just simply catch him?
そうだな。お前ソーダにとって一番ダメージになるのは何だと思う？
Damage?
あいつが8月の事件に関係していることを踏まえた上で考えてみろ。
August incident. Soda is an obsessed online gamer, so much so they call him an addict. He thinks of himself as God in the game. And the focal point of the August incident is online bullying. Then... oh boy. To lose in the game?
どうしてそう思った？
He was very, very boastful about being godlike in the game, so it'd probably be pretty painful for him if he were to lose in game.
それも間違いじゃねえけど、俺が期待してた答えとは違う。単に負けただけなら、もっと強くなって相手を叩きのめせばいい話だ。
Yeah, that's a good point,
ソーダが
Sasazuka.
8月の事件に関連してるなら、その動機はネットいじ。
Oh, you're right.
それまで神と持ち上げられてたやつが、ある瞬間から急にバッシングを食らう側になる。自分の世界を壊されるってことが、やつにとって。
Okay, but how would you be able to do that to Soda?
簡単に言えば悪夢の再現だ。8月の事件の原因になったネットいじめが横行した。
No?
春先にでかいバグが出たんだよ。一部の強かったやつが急に弱くなったり、所属してたギルドから脱退したことになったり、アイテムが消失したり。
Speaking of that, Sakuragawa also said that when the bugs hit, the players all flipped out.
ああ、その時の騒動はすごかったぜ。バグのせいなのか、それとも裏切りなのか。
So Soda was on the side of betraying people?
そうじゃない。ソーダはプレイヤーとしては真っ当なやつだ。調子に乗りすぎるところはあるが、基本的にヒーローになりたがるタイプなんだよ。弱いやつに手を貸してやって崇められたり、リーダーシップとってイベントを戦ったりな。
And yet he was bullied?
さっきも言ったろ、バグが出たって。その騒動で、ソーダは闇プレイヤーだ。
Dark player. Sakuragawa also mentioned that term.
ここだけの話、その自殺者って結構タチの悪い闇プレイヤーだったらしく、
Dark player?
要は恋に
People who purposefully trick other players. In other words, Soda was the hero, but because of the bug, he was called a troll and lost all of his social standing in the game?
それまで神として調子に乗ってた分、妬みも買ってたんだろうな。変な
When I investigated the August incident, I'd heard various examples of the in-game troubles. As someone that didn't really play online, I had a hard time visualizing the examples. But from a dedicated player, I'm sure that being bashed like that in your entertainment would be enough to carry over into the real world. Speaking of which, the reports mentioned that the bullying did not stay confined to the game. Once ill will was bred in the online world, it's only a few clicks before lies and rumors are posted all over social media and the forums. Once something gets posted online, it's there almost indefinitely. One mistake could ruin lives. Even if they changed their name or location, they'd continue to be stigmatized. There were even cases where people's addresses were discovered and they'd been harassed into suicide.
ソーダにとっては悪夢だったろうさ。自分は何も悪くないのに、誰かの悪意で世界が壊されていったんだからな。
But to recreate that, I didn't want to empathize, but still. Here we go. And then do I need to purposefully fail the trigger mode, or does it matter? Okay. So when it comes time, we will fail trigger mode. And then we will get our hearts ripped out. And all the feels. Don't think you'll die so easily. My shout made Soda take a step back. Don't die like this.
なんだよ。なんで
Your world isn't completely broken yet. Everything is still right here. Please, don't die. Soda.
嘘だ。俺の世界はもう壊れた。
That's not true.
壊れた。壊れて。
He convulsed and started shaking. His gaze went blank and I had no idea where he's looking at anymore, or what he's looking at anymore.
一か下がれ
Sasazuka quietly but sharply ordered me and I shook my head. I'm fine. I carefully took a step forward, but Soda didn't react. Soda, I'm going to come a little closer. I won't do anything to you. Another step. Another step. Soda stayed standing but continued to shake. His gun was aimed, but with his hand shaking, he wouldn't be able to hit anything.
一かやめろ無理するな
I ignored Sasazuka's voice behind me and continued to move closer to Soda. 2 more steps and I'd be close enough to touch him. I cautiously reached out to him. Soda, please put down your gun.
一か
誰がお前なんか信じるかバーカ
Gah! His sudden movement caught me off guard and he dragged me by the arm to restrain me. I tried to resist and he placed the gun to my temple. I screwed up.
この世界はもう壊れたんだよだからもう死ぬしか
That's not...
黙れ
He dug the muzzle of the gun deeper into my temple. The feeling of cold metal made my mind go blank. Fear started to make my legs shake.
おいそいつを離せお前の敵は俺だお前を罠にかけたのは俺だって言ってんだ掲示板にも書き込んだ俺は
どうでもいいねもうどうでもいいんだよもう俺次元神なき世界に未来はない
違うそいつは関係ねえ撃つなら俺を撃て
Sasazuka! My movement proved to be fatal.
最後のヘッドショット決まった
Only a maniac would be that excited about it. Then again, it is Soda.
撃てそうだまだ息ありますすぐに搬送しろはい
彼女は頭を撃ち抜かれてます無理でしょうなんてことだ
嘘だ
笹塚君
嘘だろ嘘だって言えよ嘘だ
Oh, that one hurts. Oh, that one hurts. Oh. on that note, we're gonna switch over to Sims 4. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna make a note because the next time that we play, we're gonna start Okazaki's route. You thought this was the trigger fail bad end. You forgot they're subtly different. Gotcha. So now, Soul, I'm gonna need your help getting to Okazaki's route. For next time. So now, let us turn that off. We'll let this load so that I can switch categories. There we go. Sims 4. Perfect. Home. We're gonna load this one. Where's my sound? All right, hold on. Turn that off. Maybe? There we go. Given what we learned about Sasazuka in the game, I find the ones where she gets shot to be the worst, re-traumatizing the poor boy all over again. Exactly. Like, that's what makes it so rough. Is that we know what he's been through, and it's hard watching him relive that. Hold on, guys, I'm just putting this away. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Oh no, she's combating a cold! Alright, can we... Let's just see kind of what she does. Aww. The anguish and devastation in his voice in that final one is in particular. Yes, that final one. That no, the quietness of the tell me this isn't real. Like that is what makes it so rough. Alright, what do we want? She's hungry? Alright. We can get some food, that's fine. Epically failing at a holiday. Makes sense. Given the way this family's going. you, please. Wait, daughter, where are you going? Carly! Go back inside, sweetheart. Why are we trying go night outside? Why? What the? Sims! Go get your daughter. Go get your daughter and bring her inside. Change her diaper. Yep, it is snow. It is winter. And our youngest Sims child decides, I'm just gonna go sleep outside. I'm not wanting to sleep in the crib. I want to sleep outside. Right? Ma'am, get your child before she gets sick. Fix her diaper. You can get your shower here in a bit. No. You don't fall asleep. You don't fall asleep. Fine, get a bubble bath. We're just gonna let her sit there. Isla, get your child, please. Before... No, why? Okay, fine. You can give her a bath after her nap. That's fine. Welcome! Thank you so much for the raid! For those who are not familiar with me, I am Donna. I'm a Christian family-friendly variety streamer. We do all kinds of games, from simulator games like we are today, to just different story-heavy games, and everything in between. We talk about all kinds of great stuff, and just love God and love people. Hope you guys are doing well. It has been a while, Scared Kid. How have you been? Alright, let's pick up our child. We're trying to get our... And then, DJ... Yeah, DJ Nuff, welcome in! Doing alright? I'm doing alright too! We're trying to get our Sims to behave, and they are absolutely... This one in particular is not behaving at all. No, you get your daughter out of her high chair. Get your oldest kid out of the high chair, please. No. Your kid is sobbing. They really do have a mind of their own. Like, I don't understand. They hear the kid crying. And they're just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna like totally ignore our kids' cry. Right? They even complain about it, but they leave them. Right? Alright, give your kid a bath, please. Then she can go to bed happy. Little Jojo! It's little Jojo! Okay, yeah, go play with Dorito. Play with your dog. Enjoy that. Good, good. We're trying to keep our kids happy, okay? Let's put her in her cold outfit before she tries going potty. So let's give you a little tour of the house. So this is the kids' room. Here's the parents' room. We got the bathroom. We got a great room up here, or out here. And then upstairs, we have our guest room. And then our main sim is a freelance person. So she has her little office and then an upstairs bath. And then I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with this area yet. Little Bridget is just like, I'm just gonna sleep. Alice, why are you waking up your sleeping child? You didn't even finish washing her hair! And she collapses from the... Yeah, we need help. We need help in here. Does she even have any gigs that she's working on? She's got to get the book approved. Once she takes a little nap, then we'll probably be a little happier. She's just been sleeping the day away. We shouldn't let her do that. Let's let her... Let's get her a Wabbit tablet. So how was your stream, Scared Kid? Okay. And then... let you watch some toddler videos. And you play Sim Shape. She's just gonna be like, I'm crawling through the dog pee. Okay, her energy level is where it needs to be to hire a nanny. Wake up. Call a nanny. She is focused, so let's have her edit the rejected content. Let's have you shave to preferred length. Hopefully by having the nanny here, we'll be able to at least somewhat keep up with our kids. We'll have a child that we can send to school here in the next couple of days. Yeah, go ahead and mop. Go talk about your day with your kid. Check in on them. Her fun is at an all-time low. Poor Isla's just like struggle busting it so stinking hard. Alright. Emrys, put your daughter to bed, please. Will you please? Why do they not? Why do they not? This is the fun part of Sims, is all the unhinged trying to figure out what they want, what they need. Come on, the baby needs to go to bed. Can we please? Okay, fine. Let's wake him up. And then we're going to give him a bath. So that way they can stop complaining about his smells and everything. They're going to go to bed. It's been a long day for these toddlers. Right? Can you please? Apparently they can't be bothered, right? Can you please put your child to bed? No.
Homestay.
Can you finish cooking? No, I'm too tired. Right? It feels like toddlers raising toddlers. Because it's like, come on! This is why we always want to make sure that we have enough going on, enough knowledge, that we are able to just go and do our thing. Poor guy just needs amusement. The couple's asleep. The babies are all asleep. The dog is saying, "Hi, I'm here drinking all this water." And the nanny's just watching TV. I'm sorry, dude. We are not giving you another kid. You can barely handle the 3 that you have. Alright, her energy is in yellow. So let's have her continue editing her rejected content. Because we only have until 9 a.m. tomorrow to get this done. Let's put this in ultra speed. Just see what happens. Thankfully, everybody's still sleeping except for the nanny. I get it, Isla. Or Ellis? Yeah, Ellis. I get it, Ellis. I promise. Let's see. Let's see if they like it that way. Alright, well, okay, at least there's that. I know you're exhausted. It's 1 in the morning. Let's try. Of a very important person. And then we'll just have the dad call them or have Ellis call them at some point. Again, to hire the nanny to help us take care of our children that are too much for us to handle on our own, apparently. Ellis, keep writing. Alright. There! Yay! We did it! Okay. Let her sleep. He is angry. Well, we didn't get paid. We're not gonna get paid because she is, like, beyond exhausted. Here, have a ham and cheese sandwich, daughter. I know Dad seems mad right now, but that can't be helped. Alright, Ellis, are we gonna feed your child before they get taken away? There we go. Good job, Ellis. Actually taking care of your child. And then tomorrow is Child's birthday. And what we can do, I need to check my household inventory. Because I need to make sure. Yes, I do have a child's bed ready. Okay. Perfect. He's gonna have to go to work soon. Ask for food. And then call for a nanny. A prorated fee. Okay, I can do that. I can accept that. Alrighty, Emrys, you're off to work. That is a-okay. Ellis, get your child some food. Get yourself some food. Maybe go nap. Nancy Landgrab, what are you doing outside my house? And where's my nanny that we hired? Alright, I know, I'm sorry. I keep telling you, you can take a nap, and then there's other stuff that needs to get done. I'm sorry. Bridget! You better go play some sim shape. Where's our nanny? We need the nanny's help. We'll see if they show up. In the meantime, we'll just... Uh-oh, which one is that? Oh no, it's her energy. Her energy is at a 0. She's like, I don't have time for this. There we go. We'll just make her happy. We're gonna cheat the needs so that she can have all of her needs met for now. Hello, Dreamer! The digitalist of Donna's. Hey, Vocal Duck! How's it going? Doing well. We're just trying to get our Sims to do what we need them to do to be the best parents that they can be. And our middle child made a huge mess. And then oldest child turns into a child tomorrow. We tried to hire a nanny and the nanny hasn't come. Outfits. Let's change into cold weather outfit. And we're gonna change you into your cold weather outfit. We got an ad break starting soon, so I will make sure to not do anything other than letting I'll go to BRB during that time. So let's go ahead and switch over to BRB real quick while the ads go. See you guys in a minute. Or did I miss the... Oh, there it is. Ad break ends in a minute. Must have gotten pre-rolls. Oh well. We've got the nanny who just showed up at last. Uh-oh. Oldest child is making a huge mess somewhere. Where is she making that mess? Have fun building that snow, pal. Where is our oldest? Oh, there she is. I'm like, where's the child? Where is the child? Welcome back from ads. If you happen to be in ads, congratulations on that 5-stream streak, Dreamer. Yes, hi. Hello, ma'am. I got one word for you. Help! Exactly. It's like, I've got 3 kids. I can't take care of them all. Galaxy on a 35-stream streak. Congratulations. Yep, with this family, you really got to keep an eye on them. And be like, alright, here's what we need. Let's let Ellis build up some mom skills. And I'm back. Anybody else want to play? Oh, is Dorito in love? Or else a toddler might sleep in the snow and catch pneumonia. Exactly! Oh my gosh, you guys, you missed it. I need to clip this after. our youngest crawled out the door into the snow where our dog was. And she just goes, yep, this is the perfect place to fall asleep, right out here in the snow. And look at our snowman. She says, Mommy, will you help me go potty, please? And Carly says, Dorito. Dorito says, Carly, I love you. And here comes Aaron. Aaron says, I'm a cat. Aw, Dorito. Why you sad? Oh, there we go. Now they're happy. Uh-oh, what does Dorito need? Let's see what's wrong. Let's see what's wrong with our little Jojo. Oh, somebody's happy with our snowman. Andrew Swanson is happy with our snowman. And our snow angel. He's like, yep, I see the snowman, I see the snow angel. My turn! And Aaron's just like, yep, I'm gonna go just right outside. I'm gonna talk to this random stranger. Or walk right past him. I'm gonna make my own snowman. Right? They're just so unbothered. They're just like, yep, total stranger, gonna walk right by. There. Ask to go potty. You're fine, Dorito. You can go potty. I promise. Oh, there goes my one light. Hold on, I'm gonna fix that. I thought I had more juice than I did. Oh well, we'll fix it later. It looks fine. Yep, and with your toddler casually walking past. Alright, you go ahead and take a bath, my dude. You're like super smelly, you need fun in your life. Let the nanny do her job. Oh, that explains it. The cord got caught underneath. That. There we go. We're about to get light. Possibly? Let's see, where can we put it? How can we organize this in such a way? There we go. Almost got it, guys. And then we go like this. We expand that. There. Now we've got light. Alright, what do we got? Is his fun level going up? Good. He still hasn't taken a bath. Or at least not enough of one. But at least the majority of our kids are happy. One of them is sad because she's like, I am exhausted and my parents keep waking me up. So she's trying to go night-night. Dorito is singing the song of his people. And all the kids are going to bed. How sweet. How sweet. Except they have to switch beds, apparently. No! Emrys! She just put the baby to bed! These parents do not know the meaning of let sleeping babies lie. Alright, Emrys, your job, polish that to perfection. Your job is going to be put Carly to bed, Ellis. And do not wake her up. What in the... Okay. Now, go put your child to bed before she gets a cold. And before she gets taken away. Take your child inside. No. Come on. Put your daughter to bed. Yes, set child in snow and walk away. Set it and forget it, right? That's exactly what they've been doing this entire game. It's either going to be that, or they put them down in the crib and then they decide, oh, we want to play with the kid. We want to wake up the kid. So now we're going to just wake her up. Alright, kiss her goodnight. Now do not touch the child. Emrys, same goes for you. Nope, nope. Nanny, do not touch the child. Alright, go to sleep. Let's let everybody go to sleep. That is... I don't remember which type of tub it is. But when it gets really, really dirty, that's what it looks like. And then it broke. Oh, Doritos in love! Doritos in love with someone! We're gonna level up, or age up, our oldest child. Right? I want to see the doggy I saw outside. Right now, this family is not having any more kids. No matter what the needs or desires say, this family is not having any more kids. Because they can barely keep up with the kids that they have. We don't need to bottle feed our daughter right now. Right? They can barely handle the ones they've got. Exactly. And then add birthday candles. Alright, wake up. What's the max Sims per lot? 15? I think it's 8? I know it's 8 in the family. Good. Emrys is going to be Dad of the Year. And he is going to bottle feed his child. We're going to age up Aaron. No. Ask your mom for help to blow out candles. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now we're good. It's New Year's Eve, and we have leveled her up. All right. Pick a number between 1 and 4. She will be social. She'll be a social butterfly. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 26, 29. Pick a number between 1 and 29.
A random number between 1 and 29 is 13.
Alright, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. She's going to be a bookworm. And then let's take a look at all of her outfits, because we love doing this. Love this. Love this look. Love her hair. This outfit is perfect. Let's take a look at her every day. I don't know that I'm necessarily feeling that one. Kinda cute, but I'm not 100% convinced. I feel like she would probably wear something like that. But let's take a look at the top. Let's take another look at the top. I know, right? Same kid. Same. Ooh, that looks kind of cute. Although I kind of like that shirt too. But she's our purple girl. She's our purple girl. So we need something purplish. And the everyday outfit. No, not feeling that per se. Maybe. Then let's go to the bottoms. I feel like she would probably, with being our bookworm, she would kind of dress like our, not necessarily stereotypical nerd, but she wouldn't, like, she would be just like a little bit more of the preppy type. Formal wear, I'm not necessarily feeling that. Oh, there we go. I like those shoes. Okay. I like this dress. Let's make it that. I am not at all liking those socks. Remove the socks. Part of me kind of likes that idea, and part of me is still kind of taken aback by it in a way. Just because it's not necessarily... Love our GM, but those socks are a GM move, right? Where are we getting these sunglasses from? I love that necklace. There we go. That looks super cute for a formal outfit. Athletic. I feel like she would probably be more kind of our sweats and t-shirts kind of girl. No, not quite jeans. She needs... There we go. Yeah, that's good for our athletic wear. Sleepwear, that is perfect. Party, I love this. But again, make it purple. That is cute for party wear. Swimwear, love it. Hot wear, love that shirt for her. Not sure I like that though. Yeah. And then we'll give her some purple shorts. And then in cold weather, love it. Let's accept. And then we are going to place that in our inventory. We're going to switch that around. And assign a bed to Aaron. Right? Graduated to an actual bed. Congrats, kid. And on Monday, she gets to go to school for the first time. So we'll only have 2 kids at home. And then her birthday's coming up at the end of the month. And I'm not seeing any other birthdays. Which is interesting considering our middle child should be graduating up to a child soon. Let's give Carly a bubble bath. But yeah, I like the idea of leaning towards celebrating life versus death. I mean, I'm A-okay dressing in black, but at the same time, if we could maybe put in, like, maybe do it like a black and green. So that way it's like, we're growing up and we're mourning the fact that we're growing up, but also green to celebrate life. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like all, like it can be just like hints of green. Will you please go and give your child a bath? Right? Black and green reminds you of Wicked. It reminds me of Wicked as well. Alright, which need is it? It's hygiene? Get you a bubble bath, girl! Yeah, because it's Elphaba's colors. Elphaba, Glinda, Elphaba, Glinda. Aw, the sisters! Look at the sisters having so much fun! You polish to perfection, Emrys. That is a-okay. Yeah, we are not having another child. I'm sorry, Emrys. It's not happening. And they just love each other so much. And then go ahead and fill the bowl while we're there. Valentine Harrison. He is like frigid cold. Right? Change into winter clothes. Yes, please. Right, my dude about to die from hypothermia. Let's do an impression. Party spirit, make a resolution. Okay. Let's make a resolution to raise a skill. She is going to practice her singing. Do not... Why are we setting our daughter on top of the dirty diaper? We'll have her make a resolution to write a book. This is typically when you do stuff in the desert during wintertime. Sims just do not have a sense of self-preservation, right? And she's just laying down on top of her dirty diaper. And she doesn't like her sister singing at all. Let's get some decorations up in here. Yeah, I can definitely understand the timing not necessarily being the best. And that's the hard part, especially when you're like, I want to celebrate with friends, but I don't know how I can. There. Now we've got some decorations. Their sense of self-preservation is so poor they can barely preserve the lives of their young either, right? No self-awareness whatsoever, unbothered, often to a fault. Exactly. Alright, why is our little Carly so sad? Why is she big sad? Her energy level, okay. Let's clean up our dishes that we need. Sims or pandas confirmed. And our youngest, or middle child, I should say, is off into the snow. And she's like, nope, too cold. See, her singing is already improving. She just is an alto. She's an alto. She's still figuring out which key to sing in. Oh, are we reading her a little night story? Why is she sad? Oh, because it's cold. Pandas masquerading as people. There we go. She says, it's too cold, I can't sleep. Alright, now you can fall asleep to your sisters learning how to sing. Too cold, I can't sleep. Well, that's a switch up. Alright, sorry kid. Now you get introduced to the realities of school. You're gonna do homework. You get introduced to the reality that is your homework. He's like, alright, now make sure you carry the one. Good job, sweetheart. Right, just be glad we don't have to learn Creo. Exactly. I get the feeling even though she's a bookworm, she would definitely not be going into... She doesn't strike me as one that would necessarily go into an engineering field. I think she would probably go more for... almost like a librarian role. Yay! You did your homework! Let's teach you a valuable lime lesson. But I don't want to learn a valuable lime lesson. I just want some ice cream. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't even know if there's necessarily a way to be a librarian in The Sims, come to think of it. Whoa, 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 sir, why we big mad? You go pick up your mess. You go pick up your mess, sir. can all watch TV together. Alright, good. Baby is asleep. Middle child is happily working, well, somewhat happily, working on her things. She's just cold. So we need to change her into her cold wear. You, sir, are not going to kick the trash can again. There are other ways to deal with your anger without kicking over the trash can. You go ahead and try and calm down. She's got good manners. Good job, Erin. Right, he is inspired to kick trash cans. And we've got our toddler using her diaper. She's still learning how to use the potty. Ba-da-dum, ba-dum. He should be grateful he doesn't live in the fireproof neighborhood. Emrys. Oh my goodness, yes. For those of you who haven't seen Fireproof, they have a neighbor that every time the main character, whose name is Caleb, goes out to, like, destroy his computer so he doesn't fall for his corn addiction again, and all this other stuff, if he gets mad and starts beating up the trash can, that neighbor is always out there doing something, and he just looks at him and goes, Caleb? He gets so many looks from his disgruntled neighbors on a routine basis. Where did she go exactly? Hello? Erin? I saw you leave the house. Where did you go? She's having a snowball fight somewhere. She over here? Where did she go? Time to head home, sweet girl. You don't need to be, like, out wandering the neighborhood. You can go play pirate. That's fine, because at least you're in our neighborhood. I just don't know where you went. Dorito is still in love. And it's a Saturday. So that means Emrys does not have work today. She is exhausted, poor thing. Welcome back! We're gonna fill her hunger need up. The parents are actually doing a decent job. We've got our child right here at the park area next door playing pirate. What skill is that? Nothing's up in smoke yet. Yay! Right? They've been doing a little bit of cooking, but not a whole lot. There we go. Get fed. Get fed by Emrys. Hurry before Sims CPS does anything. And... oh, we're only at potty level 1? We have not done any real leveling up with our toddler, have we? Whoops. That's a definite whoops. She's like, we're just gonna learn. We're gonna just learn a little bit later in life. She kind of sounds happy for smelling a dirty diaper. And a stretchy stretch. And a hydration. And there you go. Thank you, Vocal Duck. We are gonna change her diaper. We're gonna feed her and then she's gonna go to bed. Oh, or she'll fall asleep on the... her hygiene isn't all that good. Wait a minute. Are you kidding me? Ellis, you're looking at your daughter with a dirty diaper, and you are not changing the dirty diaper? You're too focused? You need to change her diaper, please. Right? Priorities. We're too focused on other stuff. It's like, come on. Alright, so you go ahead and go to sleep. We'll let you sleep. Sleepy sleeps. Right? They have such a one-track mind. Get a bubble bath. The countdown will be available on TVs after 11. Okay, so we've got an hour and a half before letting the festivities begin. We're gonna go into ultra speed to get through the bath portion. Watch the countdown to midnight. Watch. And watch. Unbalanced meals from too many quick meals. So we need to get our Sims cooking more. Is what we need. She's like, you're shouting too loud. Alright, you go to sleep. I guess we'll let her sleep, because she's going to sleep now. Or at least she's trying to. She's trying go night-night. Now she's like, I'm cold. Alright. Change her diaper. Put your child to bed. Oh, come on. Give me... There we go. No, 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 no. We literally just apparently want our kid to sleep on the floor. That is apparently what they want. It's like, come on. Got about 9 more minutes, and then we're gonna raid on out so I can get lunch. So be thinking about who we might want to raid to. Successful New Year. Successful. It was pretty good. Alright, what's up with you, dude? Ah, okay. I see what the problem is. Right? I am getting super duper hungry, so I am excited for lunch. It looks like Emrys is getting hungry too. Scrambled eggs with bacon sounds like a perfect breakfast. Huh? Now my other light decided that it... It doesn't want to work. Oh well, just having this light right here works for now. There we go. It just needed a minute. Let's go ahead and speed run this day and just kind of see how it goes, because I want to see our oldest go off to school for the first time before we have to head out. Oh, she's gonna go ahead and get a shower. That's fine. No, don't do a quick meal. Your dad just cooked scrambled eggs and bacon. Nah. Not today. Now, what is... Oh, she's hungry. Let's see if Emrys decides. Hey, sounds like a plan! We got her some food. Her energy level is kind of flagging, but that's okay. Well, wait a minute. Where did the entire rest of the family go? Alright, we got ad break in a minute, and then we'll find out where to raid out to. Family went off somewhere. Not sure why Aaron didn't want to go. Why can't we go? She's just like, I'm just gonna go to bed. And they all go to bed. Looming dread and scared of a monster.
Hello, sweetie.
Hannah Irie? Or Ira? Thank you so much for the follow! I appreciate it so much! How did you find the channel? I absolutely am so happy to see you! Welcome in, welcome in! Alright, we need to get this kid to school faster. It is a Monday, which means she's going to be going to school. It's rebate day! Let's get her a little nap. So that way she is ready for school. Alright, sweet girl, you gotta get up, get ready to greet the day. And you're gonna go to school. Congratulations, you're off to your first day of school. Alright, so we are gonna go ahead and save. And exit. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I so appreciate it. Let's take a look and see who all is alive at the moment. See if there's anyone we might want to raid to. I think we're going to go ahead and just call it a day here. So you guys have a fantastic week. Keep an eye out for any stream announcements in the Discord and on Twitter. I hope you guys have a happy and blessed Easter. And always remember, God loves you, and so do I.